and actually the hand of the movement of the arm and shoulder is different. Here we have such kind of an angle of, let's say, approach, right? And here it's something like this, right? It's something different. For me, it was a discovery, because that gave me more consciousness of my body, and that because it's a different place here and here. Right, let's say it another way. I was quite frustrated that, for example, I can draw more or less good circle or oval or whatever in this place, and when I was trying to do it here, it was much more difficult, and I was wondering why is that, and the answer gave me the opportunity to at least, adjust. Like, I can move if I need more precision. I can move the page, right? Of course, it's a little bit different if you have a big sheet of paper and you are working vertical. That's a different kind of story. I don't work like that, so I don't draw like that, so I will not even pretend that I understand what's going on there. But when you are drawing more or less on the flat, then this will apply, and it gives you more control of your body. The second thing is, how do you hold your head? Because the way you are holding your head influences the way you see things. And what does it mean? That, for example, when I'm drawing something, I tend to let's draw me from the back. That might be the head, right? Neck, shoulders. Okay. Right. So when I'm drawing, after a while I got myself that I have a tendency to move my head, to bend my head to this type of angle. I'm not looking at the page straight. I am looking from the angle, and it can influence the way I see things on the page, right? It can result in distraction of the page. Like when you have the page very flat and you are trying to draw a circle, and when you put the page up, it turns out to be actually the ellipse, because the perspective is working, right? So being aware of your own behavior can give you more control on your drawing, on your process, on your results. Next thing, it's quite pleasant and appealing to observe yourself. Like when I was doing these exercises about for hitting 2 points with one stroke, right? I found out after a while that I have a constant tendency to hit that point a little bit up all the time. So it was something with the connection between my eye and my arm. And it's not about like I missed that point, but I missed that in a one particular way. It was up, right? So I know that I have the tendency to change the direction a little bit, and thanks to that I can train to do it other way, right? Now it's a little bit down, but it's a constant everyday work to teach your hand to get the point that you want to go without any distractions along the way. It's also it is connected with other thing. It's not it matters. The direction that you are drawing matters. What does it mean? For example, if you are drawing a circle or an oval, right? You can do it on several ways. You can do it from, let's say, right to left, this way, or you can draw it left to right, this way. And this is a personal preference. Sometimes I found out that at certain kind of, let's say, angles, one approach is more comfortable for me, and in another approach is more comfortable for me. Or the circle, for example. Sometimes it's more easy for me to draw circle like that from right to left. But there are specific situations when I'm drawing the other side, the other way, is more comfortable and gives me a better result. There are some kind of situations for that. So observing yourself gives you additional extra free knowledge about your hardware, about how do you act during, how do you behave subconsciously during the drawing process, and knowing that, and sometimes trying to correct that, gives you more control over your tool and over your hand and process, so you can somehow overcome. If that causes you a problem, you can try to solve that. The other thing is to control the tension. Again, that's my experience, that sometimes when I was very focused on the drawing or on the exercise, I tend to forget that my wrist has to be locked, but it cannot be very tight. And finding the balance is quite difficult for me, at least, right? Because keeping a big tension in the wrist is quite it can cause you a lot of troubles, right? And you can write about it. I'm not an expert, but there are some exercises to release the tension in the wrist. On the other hand, controlling the tension in your shoulder, that's another story. Like, so to have a locked wrist but not very, not full of tension, and loose but moving arm. And movement is always some kind of a, some muscles are working one way, other muscles are working other way. So they are working, but they cannot be very, very compressed, right? And understanding and knowing that will help you to get to the result. Okay, I'm drawing this thing, but I feel a great tension. I need to relieve. I need to have some kind of a relief. Perhaps I need a break. Perhaps I need to stand up. Perhaps I need to do some exercises. Because during the drawing process, we are losing the sense of time, if that's the right expression. And that's awesome. That's one of the greatest feelings, that you are out of space. You're completely on the page with the drawing, and nothing else exists. But that's your brain. But your body is still working. It is still there is still a tension in the muscles. So your body actually is constantly working. And we are not meant, actually, we are not built for sitting for hours. So keep that in mind. All right, the last but not least, most likely, is a tip or two tips how to use your body for the sake of the drawing, and it is related to your eyes. One thing that you probably know, and if you don't, then that will be something new, is squinting. So you are using your eye to decrease the amount of details, because when you squint your eyes, then you can see just some places of dark and light, and actually you don't see the eye itself, for example, right? When you have the eyebrow and the brow ridge, right, and you're trying to spot the light and dark places, most likely you will, when you squint your eye, you will see just a dark space, right? And then you can draw in that dark space further. The other thing is to close your one eye. And what does it mean? Well, what does it do? When you have two eyes open, then you see the world in 3D. And you most likely know that as a common everyday eyes user, but you are seeing that in 3D just because you have two eyes. Each of them, let's say, records a separate view, and your brain is connecting those views. Let's pretend that's brain connects those views in something that is 3D. However, when you have one eye closed and one eye opened, then the world is getting more flat.